guys. Mike, your host of Crap Beer Storm. How are you today? Hopefully you and your families are safe during this pandemic, which is wreaking havoc to the world and especially breweries and the craft beer industry. Man, got a couple of bad stories and grim stories. We got a couple of positive stories too, so I'll do the grim ones first. Since we're in this doom and gloom state, but this is stuff that's happening, and maybe we can reverse it. I don't know. If everybody gets together, we can try to help these businesses. Hey, so courtesy of brewbound.com, all these stories. And first one, nearly half of New York breweries say their businesses could close in 3 months, according to the Guild survey. Really not good. The majority of New York craft brewers have seen their sales drop by 75% or more, and nearly half have stopped production entirely, according to a survey conducted by the New York State Brewers Association, the NYSBA. The survey's conclusion read, without increased and consistent local, federal, and state help, it's possible that nearly half of the breweries operating in New York State could shut down after 3 months. Man, nearly half, 46% of the breweries said that they could last between 1 and 3 months under current conditions. About a quarter said that they could continue operating for 3 to 6 months. 10% said they could last for the next 1 to 4 weeks. Whoa, grim. New York has been the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic in the U.S., with nearly 300,000 cases and 17,000 deaths. Governor Andrew Cuomo was among the first governors to mandate a statewide shutdown of on-premise sales at bars and restaurants, shut down on March 16th. So it's been over a month. On Sunday, Cuomo announced that the order will likely extend beyond the planned expiration date of May 15th. But he said some regions of the state could see a relaxation of restrictions based on infection rates. Reuters reported. That's just bad. As breweries nationwide have lost taproom draft sales, they've pivoted to offer to-go sales, curbside pickups, and home delivery. In New York, 37% of breweries are offering to-go sales, and a quarter of offering curbside pickup, and 8% of offering home delivery. 20% are selling beer through their distribution network. And actually, I just Googled my local brewery here. I'm in Florida this week. Saltwater Brewery. I ordered a couple cans from them. I'm going to go over later and pick them up. I talked to one of the owners there, I guess, Dustin, and I'm going to check him out. Maybe I'll have him on the podcast next week. But that's what you got to do. Go out. Google your local breweries. You know, they're still open, but they can't let you in, but they can bring beer out to you, you know? And, help them out. Next story, another grim story. Brewers Association lays off 23% of its staff, like a quarter of its staff, reduces salaries of the management team. So they're reacting as well. I mean, they had a couple major events canceled. Brewers Association laid off 23% of its staff last week in order to maintain the long-term viability of the national trade group, which represents the interests of small and independent U.S. craft brewers. BA announced the job cuts on its website Monday. In addition to the job cuts, the BA has enacted tiered salary reduction for its management team in addition to operational budget cuts which were made in April. The BA has forced to cancel 2 of its signature events, the annual Craft Brewers Conference and Brew Expo America and Savor, as well as this World Beer Cup competition earlier this spring due to concerns caused by the spread of the COVID-19 in the U.S. And the CBC was expected to draw more than 13,000 industry professionals to San Antonio, Texas from April 19th to the 22nd. I was planning to go there, but what are you going to do? Tickets are still on sale for the BA's next event, the American Home Brewers Association Homebrew Con, which is slated to take place June 18th to the 20th in Nashville, Tennessee. I think they're still going forward with that, unless otherwise noted. Hopefully the Great American Beer Festival is still going on. I just interviewed Gary Glass, who's the director of the Home Brewers Association. I just got off the phone with him, and we'll publish that on Monday. But he said GABF is still on. Great American Beer Festival. Let's hope. I got to get my media pass for that. I got to apply. Got to get there. Got to congregate. Be positive. Next story, a little bit more positive. Brewers Association and Bottle Share introduce a fund for breweries and guilds. The Brewers Association today announced that formed a partnership with non-profit fundraising organization Bottle Share to establish the Believe in Beer Fund to support breweries and state brewers guilds across the country that have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Starting today, the BA and Bottle Share were accepting applications from guilds and breweries that needed financial support, as well as donations from consumers for the fund via GoFundMe, with a stated goal of raising $1 million through Sunday, May 17th. The goal of the fund is to provide financial support to payroll, rent, and utilities. So it's another way brewers can get some funds. Check it out on GoFundMe, Believe in Beer Fund. Contribute what you can. Help these guys out. So it's positive stuff. Last story, which is crazy, right? Boston beer execs discuss keeping up with truly hard seltzer demand. And then on-premise devastation. The story of the Boston Beer Company's truly hard seltzer brand remains the same. The company can't keep up with demand for hard seltzer category's second largest brand. The mid-March pantry stock-up caused by the novel coronavirus shutting down virtually all on-premise sales led to a spike in Truly sales earlier than expected. Like, the hard seltzer is out of control, and in this thing, Executives from Boston Beer explained Wednesday that the inventory that they had built up for an expected summer rush of sales was instead depleted earlier than planned. Boston Beer reported Q1 depletions growth of 32% and shipments growth of 36%, so about a third. So wiped out what they were planning to sell this summer, which I guess is good for them because people are stocking up on it. So Boston Beer's summer inventory is smaller than anticipated, but the company believes has enough capacity in its internal capacity and external production at contract facility City Brewery in Memphis. Supplementing that capacity is 2 new full-time canning lines, Boston Beer founder Jim Koch said. The first came online within the last 2 weeks at Boston Beer's Pennsylvania Brewery, and the second at City Brewery in Memphis will be operational in May. Both those lines will more than double Boston Beer's production of Truly in order to meet demand in the summer months and the back half of 2020. So they're gearing up to produce more of this hard seltzer, which is crazy popular to begin with, but now it's just amplified. But I guess it's good for them, and some breweries are getting into that too, so hopefully they can capitalize on that, continue making that hard seltzer. It seems to be in demand, and a lot of it's purchased not at, not on tap, but in cans in stores. So there you go. Everything's back to distribution. That's our world today. That's the craft beer world today. But go out, support your local brewery. Google it. Go. Just you can set. I did it online. I did everything online. Saltwater Brewery. They're in Delray Beach. Close to me, and in Florida. And there's other breweries in the area too. I just Google them, and I'll try some other breweries during the week. But they have an online ordering thing form. You put your credit card in, boom, and they send you an email, and you go pick it up. Easy. But support them. Do it, give them your support. They want to be there for you when this whole thing goes away, right? And we got to support local businesses, small businesses, not just breweries, but any local business you have. Go out and support them, These Targets and Walmarts, for some reason, they're open, right? They're apparently, essential, but they sell everything else, which is not helping the small businesses. I don't know. Amazon too, right? All of a sudden I see a huge amount of Amazon trucks around. They say they're hiring like 200,000 people. So their business has exploded, but that just takes away from the local business. But contact your local businesses, see if they're open, see if they can get you some product. All right, that's what I got for you. I hope you have a great weekend. If you haven't gone on iTunes or your whatever you listen to this on, please give us a rating and review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell 10 friends. That helps me get up in rankings and get the word out, right? because craft beer is going to come back. Don't you worry about that. And you brewers, if you want to get on, michael@craftbeerstorm.com. Send me an email. Let's do it. We'll record you, put it out there. Okay, whatever you need from me, I want to help you. Because I was a brewer myself, and I know what you're going through. Believe me. All right, guys. All right. I love you guys. We'll have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. Take care.